Hello and welcome to the explainer video for Your Strongest Year Block 5. So Block 5 is going to lead into the end of the first half of Your Strongest Year. So this is an accumulation cycle. So the whole point of an accumulation cycle is to build up a body of work to overreach. So we've probably spoken about overreach somewhere in the Your Strongest Year some stage. This is probably, I think, our first instance of acute overreach. So the whole point of this part of the program is to overwork, to drive your fitness up, which is also going to drive your fatigue up to such a point where when we pull back, there is going to be quite a big jump in your performance, quite a big jump in your preparedness. This is what's known as super compensation, or this takes advantage of super compensation. So there's a delayed effect to it. So by the end of this block, you should probably feel pretty overworked, pretty fatigued, and ready for a deload. And when we discuss block 6, the whole design of block 6 is to take advantage of this period of overwork, this period of overreach, to allow you to have a bit of a springboard to end the first half of Your Strongest Year. So this is going to be a reasonably difficult 2 blocks, 8 weeks of training. You should see some pretty good results at the back end of it. So we'll just discuss through the design of the program just now. So if we look at this, so every block in Your Strongest Year, we have this table up here, which will give you total lifts and the average intensity for each week. As you can see, we're bouncing between a moderate volume and like a low to moderate and a moderate volume, so nothing crazy on that side of things. We will be building up the volume of the squats, the bench press. The volume's going to stay flat, and we're just going to add weight week to week. The program that we're utilizing for the bench press is a fairly well-known program called Smolov Junior. It's basically 3 sessions or 4 sessions where we just start at a point. So it's 4 sessions. First session 70%, second session 75%, third session 80%, fourth session 85%, and each of those sessions there is quite a lot of working sets. It's a fairly well-established program. It will work pretty well for beginners and novices. It's not something that I would recommend for more established bench pressers to do, people who are stronger. I've suggested an amendment in the program you can make on the blog post if you are a stronger lifter. So that's just basically straight up accumulation of fatigue. It's going to run for 4 weeks, and you're just going to add weight to it. So we're basically just going to add 2.5 kilos or 5 pounds to each workout as the weeks go. The squat workouts, we're just basically doing a very simple accumulation program. So we're starting at 5 threes at 85% for both squat sessions, and we're basically just adding on a rep each session. So again, just accruing work. With the deadlift, we are going to use a slightly different approach. We're going to use a bit more of a linear build-up. So we're going to start at 8 fours at 65% as a light kind of intro week to that. There is plenty of volume in the assistance work. And we will be basically have like a easy week, hard week, easy week, hard week. So we're just kind of stepping that up. There is plenty of volume to be had in the assistance sessions or the second sessions. So you'll get through plenty of work in this program. So you're going to be squatting twice, deadlifting twice, benching 4 times. So there's going to be quite a lot of work to get through during this program. And bench will be accumulating load. So the volume, so the number of sets and reps is going to stay flat. The variation is going to stay flat. And you'll just be accruing load. So you're just going to be adding weight to the bar week on week. On the squat, the intensity is going to stay flat. And you're going to be accruing volume on that. So you'll be adding 2 reps to each working, or you'll be adding a rep to each working set each week. So that in effect means you're going to be adding 10 reps of volume at 85% each week. ending in 60% or 60 reps at 85%, which is going to be quite a large workload at that intensity. For the deadlift, we have an undulation, so 8x4, 65%, repeated twice, so a reasonable volume load at a reasonably easy intensity, so that should be a fairly solid week for the deadlift, but shouldn't be too difficult. And then we're doing 6x3 at 85% twice in week 2, so again, a fairly solid week of work, but shouldn't be too difficult. And then we're running 8x3 at 75%, repeating that twice, and then finally finishing at 5 sets of 3 twice in the same week. So 30 reps at 85% for deadlift, which alongside the squat work is going to be quite a lot to get through. So this should be a more challenging block. We're following squat focus day 1, deadlift focus day 2, and then repeating that pattern. We have bench press and only flat bench press during this cycle. We're keeping the press and volume reasonably low, working through either core or arm-based assistance in the assistance blocks. Of course, with the assistance, you're free to change it for anything that you feel works better. These are just kind of generic assistance exercises, sets and reps, modified, because at the end of the day, this is a template program. The frequency you may want to play around with. You might maybe only want to deadlift once a day, once a week. Maybe you want to get rid of some of the assistance. Maybe you only want to squat, but want to do the squat assistance alongside of it. It is pretty much up for you. You can, for the Small Love Junior program, cut it down to 3 days a week if you want. Nothing is set in stone, but this is an accumulation cycle that we are going to utilize at the back end. And this is how that looks. So you can see a bit of undulation in intensity and volume. Here, as the intensity goes up, volume drops. Likewise, intensity goes down, lifts go up. So we have a bit of undulation, although not a huge amount. So the average intensity is staying hugging 80% pretty closely, including assistance. And the total number of lifts, as we said at the outset of this video explainer, are going to be between kind of low to moderate and a moderate amount. You're going to be working pretty solidly between 80 and 90% on this program. Quite a lot of frequency. So 2 squats, 2 deadlifts, and 4 bench. So should prove to be a pretty tough month's training, but you'll get to take advantage of it in the following block 6 of your strongest year. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Hope that's helped you to understand the design of the program, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.